type of girl that likes to have fun in my free time, okay? If I don't have nothing to do, I will use my free will to do shit like color and play dress up and bake brownies. Shit, I'll spend the day taking nudes, cooking, making sure I have a bubble bath, okay? I am very intentional about making adulthood fun. Adulthood is fun because I'll make it fun. Okay. When I first crossed over into adulthood, I was mortified at how much responsibility and obligation, and it just looked boring. Like it just looked like all of that came with being grown. And as a kid, I thought, you know what, when I grow up, I'm gonna make sure that I get to stay up late and eat as much junk food as I want. And I'm gonna go to the mall every single day and buy everything that I desire. And well, I can absolutely admit that I do the first two. I do not be at the mall every day spending money. It's like adulthood is not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Instead of spending money every day, I'm earning money every day. We all are, working 30, 40, 50 hours a week to pay our bills and stuff like that. And unfortunately, our adult responsibilities do leave us with a lot less time to spend with our friends and family. And so now we have to be extremely intentional about making time to see them, to be social, to take care of yourself, to enjoy your life. And it's just so important to tap into your inner child, the part of you that just wants to sing and dance and play and laugh and jump and create and learn. Your job as an adult is to make your life so fucking fun that no amount of like outer world chaos, disappointment, domestic responsibility, bullshit can steal your joy. Okay? Get your whimsy up, nigga. Especially at a time like this. Society is collapsing. Have some fucking fun, dude.
You gotta be more whimsical. Okay? Do something silly. So goddamn serious all the time. You see the world's on fire, bitch? Be whimsical.
Like, play hide and go seek with your niggas. Make some gingerbread cookies that got mustaches on them. I don't know. Like, do things that help you remember why the fuck you're here. Because we did not come here to pay bills and be like automated citizens of the United States of America, aka corporation. Like, we're not. This isn't it. This isn't all there is. And the truth is, being an adult is really about being on your P's and Q's while continuing to sing your ABCs. And what I mean by that is, if you are doing what you need to do to create stability and security for yourself, then make sure that you leave enough room for play and pleasure and quality time with your inner child. Especially if you have kids. If you have kids, that's the best time to be to connect with your inner child. Let your inner child meet your child, and your child is gonna bring you up to their frequency. Children vibrate so much higher, and you just tap in with your kid. Just be present with your kid. And I know many people say everything that they do is for their kids, as it should be. And I'm a woman who doesn't have any kids, nor do I want any. So everything I do is for my inner child. Everything I do is for that little girl inside of me that just wants to interact with the world around her, just wants to learn new things, have her way, create, laugh, be joyful, and be happy forever. There's no other option. Me and my inner child are like this, and she is who I do everything for. So if you're someone like me who has to do intricate, intentional inner work to reparent yourself and re-gift yourself some of the things that you may not have received during your childhood, from either one or both of your parents, then you understand the importance of placing your inner child in the center as the focal point of your drive and your purpose. Shout out to my mom. I would not be able to get through like life period without hers, but especially my like this current journey and transition that I've been in. Like, I am literally the manifestation of her desire to tap into her inner child as well. And I know that there are qualities that I've inherited from my mom. Like, I embody her nurturing, loving, homemaking qualities, you know, and because I'm a Cancer rising. And then also I embody my father's autonomy and independence. Now, even though my dad married my mom and gave her 2 children, his behavior did not reflect that he was even remotely interested in being a husband or a parent. Instead of remaining true to his desire to like be single and childless, that's what he really wanted. He you know, in a way made me, my mom, and my brother victims of his uncertainty. He caused irreparable damage with like of course, if you go into a situation, if you have children with a woman, you marry a woman, you have kids with her, and the whole time you really don't want this life, you're gonna do irreparable damage. And of course, you know, you're gonna pass some of those traits down to your kids. So I can admit that I have my dad's attachment style. And what I mean by that is I like deep down want to be free. I don't necessarily see myself in a traditional monogamous relationship. And so and I also don't want to be a mom. So I'm the honest and conscious manifestation of my dad's true desire to be child-free and single. And over the years, I've learned to embrace the uniqueness of my journey, because, you know, in this society, being childless and unmarried is just the worst thing that you could possibly be. And I'll get into why. We can unpack that a little bit later. But instead of seeing it as like a curse or like a potential moral failure, I see this as an opportunity to dig deeper into who I am even more. Like, because I do not center relationships, or I don't center the aspiration to marry and start a family and have kids as like my focal point of my life. I get to make my own rules. I get to be honest about my desires, and I get to create a life that works for me. And it is with this empowerment and awareness that I feel equipped to discuss the magic of becoming the love of your own life. Since the beginning, humans have adopted a cycle of being and living that reflects the values of patriarchy. Let's just call it what it is. Because men benefit the most from having wives to take care of their home and have their children. Marriage between men and women specifically has been upheld as the ultimate symbol of success and the ultimate symbol of having a family and having love in your life. And what the whole point of that programming is to ensure that power, property, trust, assets, funds, all of that stays in the father's name, which is why having a male child is so highly preferred. Like, we want to give we want the woman to take the man's last name, and the children to have the father's last name, and everybody to have the father's last name, so that everything can stay in the father's name. And that is just patriarchal. It doesn't have to be that way. Like, if you want your family to be structured that way, by all means, have at it. But you don't have to set your family up that way. Anyways, somewhere along the way between childhood and adulthood, we lose our shine. We become programmed, conditioned, indoctrinated, influenced, manipulated by everything around us, including our family, culture, religion, school, social settings, music, movies, media, like a whole bunch of shit. And we also get swallowed up by the expectation to perform, produce, accomplish, which takes us even further from who we are. And then throughout our years, we undergo stress, trauma, disappointment, heartbreak, physical injury, sometimes illnesses, and we face all these challenges in life which dim the light that's guiding us back to ourselves. And instead of taking the time to heal from all the bullshit that we've endured this far, or taking the time to get to know yourself without being weighed down by authority and restriction like you were when you were a kid, people jump straight, as soon as people get older and get a little bit of freedom, they jump straight into having kids. Like, thanks to this nuclear family dynamic structure, or whatever the fuck, being so heavily pushed as the norm, people are conditioned to believe that the only thing that you can do, the only thing left to do once you're an adult is to have children. And I am by no means shitting on people who have kids. This video is not saying be more whimsy by not having kids. Like I said, I think that parents have even more opportunities to get their whimsy on by simply being present with their children. Being present with your kid, by validating their thoughts and feelings during conversation, letting them make choices and lead in like play, will literally bring you up to their frequency. Like I said, children vibrate so much higher than we do because we're brought down to a dense ass plane with all the shit that I just mentioned as far as growing up in society and the conditioning and the programming and all that shit and the stress and the responsibilities and all of that shit. It brings us to this dense ass frequency, and children do not live there. Children do not exist there. So when they're like in their own world, they're vibrating high at their highest, like at their most authentic level. And what we do, or what a lot of parents do, is they start pulling their children down from this high frequency onto the dense frequency that they exist on. Like, people do this when they constantly use harsh tones to like reprimand or communicate the rules, when they constantly ignore and dismiss their children's feelings, questions, concerns, when they give more punishments than praise, and when they take too much control over how their child exists in their own body and like expresses themselves. Like, these are often the characteristics of emotionally unavailable parents who are also highly disciplinary. And when I tell you, that is just okay. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent, but these are like when you start interacting with your child in a way that kind of pulls them down from their high frequency, we already know you're running from your inner child and you're doing nothing to maintain your whimsy, and you're trying to take it away from your kid. So I'm just saying, be present with your kids and they will help you find your whimsy. And I don't think that everyone's first move should be to procreate, adopt, or be parents. Sometimes there is a divine union with self that needs to be had in order to filter out the karmic residue that's been passed down to you from previous generations. Like, sometimes you need to just pause on the procreation within your bloodline and just like heal some shit first. Like, people center their lives around getting married and having children as if that's the default human setting. And I know that women are creators of life and we are life bringers and we do bear children. And everybody got into this world through a woman. However, this universe is way too vast and broad to restrict my personal options to such limited ideals. Patriarchy has done an excellent job of convincing people, especially women, that our purpose in life is to marry and reproduce. Many people have had children not because they consciously decided to do so and they thoroughly and adequately prepared for it. A lot of people had children because it's the expectation. the default life path. What else is there to do? To be unwed with no children. Some people still see it as a death sentence, but it really used to be looked at as a death sentence. And they intentionally sowed that seed of belief into the soil of society so that people would keep having children, and these children will become citizens who grow up to be human capital. Our primary needs for warmth, shelter, food, water, clothing are enough to generate billions and billions of dollars, let alone all the shit that we consume and spend money on that we don't need. Humans are capital. Whether we're working, consuming, creating, or incarcerated, especially when we're incarcerated. Slavery is still legal as long as you're a property of the state. So, and those in power can't maintain their power if there are no people to control and exploit. So of course they're going to push onto us, yeah, have kids. Make sure that you get married and have those kids. And it's like, they encourage people to have kids at young ages before our brain is even fully developed. And it's like, dang, responsibilities of adulthood and parenthood burn up all the roads that lead you back to yourself, back to your inner child, before you even get a chance to like connect those fucking dots. Like, oh shit, something's missing. I need to like connect with myself. There's no time. Now you're a parent and you have responsibilities. And there's not, like, I'm not saying that you can't heal and be a parent at the same time, and that being a parent isn't healing, but you have to let it be that. You have to be conscious and present and conscious. Like, the way I've interrogated my entire perspective of love, relationships, and family, as well as deconstructed ideals that didn't come from my own heart, I can confidently say that them niggas didn't get me. Had me in the first half, not gonna lie. But I'm just saying, like, maybe instead of searching for the love of your life just so you can get married and have kids, you can become the love of your own life. Being the love of your own life requires there to be an open channel between you and the divine. And you don't have to be super spiritual or religious to like resonate with this, because I don't know. I feel like people who tap in with me understand that there is definitely something much greater than us out and within. But anyways, being the love of your life requires there to be an open channel between you and the divine. This keeps you in constant awareness of your inner mother, your inner father, and your inner child. The ways that you lead, structure yourself, protect, and provide for yourself physically must coincide with the ways that you nurture, self-regulate, guide, and care for yourself emotionally. This is the inner mother and the inner father. Your inner mother and father work to sustain and help your inner child develop and grow. Your inner child holds the awareness, perception, and expression of the true self, the self that you left behind when you were literally just a child. Your inner child holds the awareness, perception, and expression of your true self, the truth that you beheld when you were literally just a child. The you that you were before societal programming, cultural influence, and religious indoctrination got a hold of you. Before all of these things created cloaks of limiting beliefs, doubt, and realism over your self-image. If you've ever struggled with understanding your purpose, or you've ever felt disconnected from something you can't name, a void that you can't seem to fill, your soul is most likely still at the age that you were when you hit the peak of your self-actualization as your true self. And what this means is, as soon as you were on the verge of skyrocketing to the next level of consciousness based on how high of a frequency you were vibrating at as a child, something or someone disabled you and brought you down and made you forget who you were. As a woman, staying tapped into the frequency of your true self involves maintaining the awareness that you are just a girl in many ways. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're relinquishing responsibility or power or autonomy and agency or accountability or maturity. It just simply means that you're going down your own special life path with the reminder to be gentle and patient with yourself. That, like, I'm just a girl. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. As you embark on life's adventures, you're honoring and protecting and uplifting yourself and intentionally indulging in things that the true self genuinely enjoys. And some of us are blessed to like what we do for a living. And some of us have jobs that we kind of just work just so we can get paid. Like, we'd rather be doing other things besides working and paying bills. Many of us like to color and roller skate and fish and collect records and books and dance and jump rope and bake. And there's a bug in my house. What the fuck? Like, there's so many different little things, little niche activities that the girls are into. I love it. I love seeing women collect stuffed animals and like make miniature keychains and shit like that. Like, there's just so many little activities that you could do. You gotta have little knickknacks to remind you of who you are, to remind you of like the things that make you go, "Aww, I love my little baby Yoda, and I love my little baby turtle. This is Tobias. He's so cute. He's my little totem." I don't know if you've seen what's that movie called? Inception, with the totems. It's my little reminder that I'm lucid in this world. But yes, little knickknacks and things that just remind you, like, it's okay. It's not that serious. Life is not that serious. You're allowed to love things, and you're allowed to find adoration in things, and you're allowed to be have a soft spot for things. It's okay. Like, it's important to have like little knickknacks and personal items that speak to your connection with your inner child. Tapping into the things that I find cute, adorable, or like tapping into an imaginative headspace helps me keep my bank of whimsy very full. Okay, there are so many places to go. There are so many things to engage with and indulge in. And to me, the definition of whimsy is anything that you do which brings joy to the inner child, an entity that I'd like to refer to as the true self. The thing you do doesn't even have to be childlike dolls. It just has to be fun and enjoyable enough to place you in that state of awareness of your true self. Like, it has to genuinely bring a smile to your face, and it can't be sadistic. You can't be hurting people in the process. But I feel like I have to say that because motherfuckers will like take words and run with it. But anyways, you want to do things that bring you into the state of awareness of your true self. This is the version of you that existed before you were told how or what or who to be in order to survive or be socially accepted. The human experience is so fucking cool. We have the ability to reach this state of awareness through the senses. So familiar smells, tastes, music from the past has the power to activate a certain lucidity within us that makes us feel it feels like a very subtle and subconscious time travel. And I also come into this awareness when I get completely lost in a highly stimulating creative project. I get to having so much fun doing something that I burst out in a fit of laughter. Like, I don't know, for example, like, when was the last time that happened? Probably like just riding bikes. I love riding bikes. Anytime I'm going down, riding my bike, anytime I'm going down a hill, I just can't help but like, I love it. And then like, I don't know if you're like me, you got the tisms, but I be in the bed. Every time I get in the bed, especially if the bed is made, every time I get in the bed, I'm so fucking giddy. I'm like, like I just burst out into a fit of laughter and like wiggles and giggles, and it's crazy, but I love it. I love my expression because I know it confirms that I'm still very much like, I allow that inner child in me to take a seat in the driver's. Like, I let them drive my vessel sometimes. And when I say vessel, I mean, you know, my body, my physical being. I like to refer to the body as the ship, or the vessel. And when bodies connect, those are relationships. So you'll hear me talk about vessels a lot in my podcast. But yeah, This is the frequency that the whole giggles and the wiggles. This is the frequency that kids exist on for the most part, like all the time, especially kids who are on the spectrum of autism. They're like, as long as they have their comfort toys and they're not overstimulated, they're pretty much like on a very high frequency where they're just like, oh, there's so many reasons to laugh and giggle and be wonder. Like, I don't know. I be looking in some of these children's eyes when they're having these like laughing fits or these just like these giggling fits, and they do not be here. They do not be in on this frequency. They do not be in this dimension, baby. They be somewhere else. They be somewhere that is like, I don't know. It's amazing to witness, to be honest. But anyways, I feel like when it comes to like autistic kids, a huge chunk of their emotional labor goes into fighting the program in order to maintain the awareness and the frequency of their true self. I'm not a doctor yet, but I'm pretty sure that a huge chunk of autistic kids' emotional labor goes into fighting the program. The program that tries to tell them how to be, who to be, what to be. And they're fighting that program in order to maintain the frequency of their true self. We don't experience nostalgia because the past was better. Nostalgia is a cellular memory that lives in our nervous system, which dates back to a time that we were most authentic. We simply cannot take life too seriously, especially when it comes to things that we can't control. Now, this doesn't mean to dissociate or build up a wall of ignorance and unawareness. It's more so just like a reminder, like just tap into why you're here. Tap into the reason why you came, why you reincarnated on this earth, and use that as a focal point to remind you to have some fucking fun. Get in your body. Get in your body so that you can like sensationalize your existence. So that you can smell all the smells and taste all the tastes and feel all the feels and hear all the sounds and listen to the fucking music and look at the beauty. See the beauty. There's so much beauty. Use the senses. Like really engage with the world around you. Engage with your environment. Like be present for real. Like even when you go places and like you have to wait around a little bit, you don't have to be on your phone during those moments. It's like, it's really hard to be whimsical when you're too busy looking at other people's lives on social media, comparing yourself, allowing that comparison to steal your joy. When you can't create whimsy if you ain't got no joy. Like, in order to be whimsical, you have to have some joy, or you have to create the joy. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? But you gotta cultivate it somewhere. Like, you have to find ways to cultivate joy on purpose. That's just so important. Like, you have to. If you want to, it's so easy to be miserable. If you want to be miserable and you want to be serious all the time and like you want to take everything so damn serious, you want to be mad about every fucking thing, do that. Your nervous system is going to find comfort in that eventually, and that is going to be your baseline level of survival. You're not going to feel safe unless something is wrong. You're not going to feel safe unless you're stressing out about something. You're not going to feel safe unless you are deregulated and your nervous system is all fucked up. Like a regulated nervous system is going to feel foreign to you. It's going to feel like something is off. So do that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take everything seriously, do that. But y'all need to be more whimsical. I'm not saying that you should turn a blind eye to the things that are happening in the world and like you should become apathetic to shit. No, like being whimsical is an ode, an offering, a tribute, if you will, to those who can't, those who don't have the opportunity to do that. Enjoy your life. Tell somebody you love them. That's really important too. That's a part of it. Sharing the love, sharing the high vibrations and the frequencies. You know, I'm never gonna be one of those love and light bitches ever, because I'm just too multifaceted. I'm too multidimensional. I'm too much of a swinging pendulum to be on one side of any spectrum. However, find pleasure in something. Find joy in something. Okay? Even if it's something like that everybody else finds mundane, like reading or collecting postcards. I don't know, collecting stamps. Do whatever the fuck your heart desires, as long as it brings that smile to your face, baby. I can't stress that enough. It's too many people who grow old and they just don't do shit. Like, they don't do nothing. Like, they just work and they come home and eat and prepare for work the next day, and like they always mad, always complaining. They find entertainment in the dumbest shit. Like, you gotta be intentional about where you place your attention, and you gotta be conscious about what you consume. Are you consuming things that allow you to be whimsical, or are you consuming things that allow you to be fucking mad and serious all the time? That's really important too. Now, don't get me wrong, we have to be serious sometimes so that we can get a bag and keep a roof over our heads and, you know, experience life and pay for things, because we're adults now. Okay, we're not children, we are adults. And the whole thing with the inner child is like, a lot of people take these spiritual concepts and just run with it, to fit whatever projection that they have emitted outward. Being tapped into your inner child does not mean relinquishing your responsibilities. I know I said that earlier, but I really gotta like double down on that, because I know too many people who pride themselves on being tapped into their inner child, but they are not taking care of their responsibilities, and they have kids. So, like I said, adulthood is staying on your P's and Q's while singing your ABCs. Make sure that you have your shit together, but then after that, make sure that you play and you experience pleasure and joy. I hope this helps. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me and listening to this episode of Women Gone Wild. You can follow me on Instagram as Deja Vu, as well as TikTok and Threads. If you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It's free. It don't cost a thing. It's $0. You can follow me on Substack. I do like to write. As you can see, I am a baddie that is full of thought at all times. So, of course, I'm also spilling my thoughts over onto Substack. So make sure you give me a subscription. Make sure you follow me there. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'll see you guys next time.